All right, so look, Shannon Sharpe is now officially leaving Fox after the NBA Finals. So in June, this month, once the NBA Finals is up, that man is leaving, and he's gonna be a free agent when it comes to the sports, like sports analysis. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna play. We're gonna react to Microphone. If you're not subscribed to the channel, which I'm sure you are, subscribe to it. But we're gonna react to a little bit of this, and I'm gonna give you my input on what I think Shannon should do. I'm gonna tell y'all what I think he should do. We're gonna get into it though, because he's gonna break down the whole history behind Undisputed, Shannon, and Skip.
Fox Sports decided to make.
Hold up, real quick. I gotta change the sound. And there's a lot of y'all that's not subscribed. Hit the subscribe button.
Make one of their biggest moves to date, poaching Skip Bayless away from ESPN and
Skip Bayless leaves ESPN.
And to be honest, it didn't really seem like his colleagues were going to miss him very much. I mean, you remember when Scott Van Pelt said this shortly after LeBron James came back from a 3-1 deficit in the 2016 NBA Finals, which coincided with Skip Bayless's departure, by the way.
With LeBron James.
Wait.
This shortly after LeBron James came back from a 3-1.
Wait, I'm confused. Why did Dak? Like, that's horrible that happened. I just want to know why.
Deficit in the 2016
what does
NBA
Dak
Finals,
have to do?
which coincided with Skip Bayless's departure.
Unless you just telling us.
LeBron James now unimpeachable. Back-to-back 41-point games and then a triple-double in Game 7 on the road, and that's the end of it. It is time to find a new axe to grind if you have made your living ripping him. Find a new axe.
The plan was very simple. Instead of having Stephen A. Smith featured alongside Skip Bayless on First Take, which Stephen A. Smith credits Skip Bayless for helping him tremendously in his career.
He always credits him.
Without a doubt.
I do think that is. Look, some people. It's always important to remember the people that help you get to where you're at. So that part I do like, even though he don't agree with what the man, like what Skip be saying and stuff like that. He always said, "This man is the reason my career is where it's at today. But if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here." So I like the fact that he always gives credit to Skip for getting him to the position he's at. He remembers who helped him get to the position he's at.
Skip Bayless picked out Stephen A. Smith and said, "Hey, I want this guy to be my co-host and we'll be able to deliver ratings." And he pretty much created the modern day sports debate show that is replicated to a nauseating degree, might I add. So Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe started Undisputed in 2016. And I will be honest, it had its good times, like this.
Your day coming. You laughing right now. Yeah, you keep. But your day coming. Your day coming. Your day on record. You're going to have to deal with me, Skip Bayless. I'm going to be insufferable.
But then there were some really bad points as well. For instance, the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, which, by the way...
Oh, he put it in the wrong spot, I think.
Skip Bayless is notorious for being a huge Dallas Cowboys fan.
I think that's what
Dak
happened.
Prescott has gone through one of the most difficult things I think any human could ever experience in their lifetime. And that's watching his mother pass away due to cancer, and
I think he put it in the
brother,
wrong spot.
who was so depressed at watching his mother deteriorate while she was going through chemotherapy, he ended his own life after.
Dang. Nah, that is tough.
And this resulted in one of the most insensitive things that I think Skip Bayless has ever said.
I don't have sympathy for him going public with, "I got depressed." He's the...
Nah, he be saying some crazy stuff. Like, I would. Shannon's better than me, man. He really is. They're better than me. It'd be hard for me to
quarterback of America's team. If you reveal publicly any little weakness, it can affect your team.
Like, at some point, it gets to the point where it's too much about sports and stuff and not enough about actual, like, these are actual people and stuff like that. People dealing with real problems. Skip really is not even like, when it comes to like him being on TV and all that, it's almost like he doesn't have He has no empathy at all for any.
team's ability to believe in you in the toughest spot.
And Skip Bayless having one of the most insensitive responses to it ever. And this would be a bit of a foreshadowing because Skip Bayless definitely tends to push the issue. He definitely could be insensitive sometimes, but at the same time, when you are on a sports debate show on a daily basis and also kind of need to leverage controversy in order to generate views and ratings, then sometimes you could be prone to going way too far. And don't get me wrong, the Dak Prescott stuff was one of the worst things I think I've ever seen on television.
Nah, that
but he
is bad.
apologized, and we moved on. But it seemed like there were things going on behind the scenes as well. And the very first time we saw some issues going on behind the scenes between
not
Skip
Molly.
and
What's her
Shannon
name?
was when they
Joy
were
Taylor?
arguing over Baker Mayfield of all people. And this is when you started to see the fact that Shannon Sharpe was starting to get a little sick of Skip Bayless. Watch.
Baker Mayfield is dead last in 2022 in QBR.
If this is what I think it is, this was the funniest. That man Shannon was so petty.
He's dead last. I don't care. Blah, 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 blah.
So you could see, man,
That man was like, blah, blah, blah. He said, all right, you go. That man Skip said, finally. And then he started talking. That man said, blah, blah, blah.
like if you're talking to another man about
love
anything and you're providing factual data consistently, you're giving statistics about why Baker Mayfield has been terrible, which to Shannon Sharpe's credit, up until that point, Baker Mayfield was still on the Carolina Panthers. He was playing pretty
horrendous.
terribly. And all your co-host is doing is saying blah, 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 blah. Obviously, this is going to irritate you a little bit. Now, part of me still feels like this was kind of scripted, to be honest, but
You gonna let me talk? Because that's what you do.
If you'll stay on point on questions.
You never stay on point.
Okay, I'm about to stay on point. Hey, all right.
That's right.
Spew all your hate.
I'm a spew it
Your
all.
Baker hates.
for the most part, I think it's
I'm
more
a
of the same
spew it
here,
all.
but they get a little personal around this point in
Tom
regards
Brady.
to each other's importance to the show.
I'm gonna let the world know exactly what he is.
Oh, you and
He's
your
100
4 Twitter followers.
Don't worry about. Hold on. We talk about Twitter, and we come out here and discuss topics that you tweeted. So don't give me about that Twitter stuff. You can talk about my followers all you want. You talk about my Twitter followers. That's what I know. I got it, and I'm gonna continue to go.
All right.
He's 187.
Tell me when it's my
It's
turn.
not your turn.
It's not your turn.
Like, are you gonna let me talk? And then Skip Bayless saying, if you answer, I'll let you. And then Shannon Sharpe saying, you never stay on point. But to be honest, it looks like they're kind of smiling and memeing each other. And it didn't really seem like something that they took very seriously. So I guess if you wanted to say that this was their very first incident, it would be a little bit of a stretch. But things would get way, way worse a month later. And I think
Is
this is
there more?
something that is without a doubt very real. And that's when Skip Bayless straight up disrespected Shannon Sharpe to his face.
Oh,
playing at a high
yeah.
level at 45 when you had to stop at 35.
Yeah, that's what you do.
That's the point.
That's what you do. Every time I call something into question, I'm jealous.
No,
Skip, I did what I
never
did.
said you were jealous of Baker Mayfield.
Skip,
Now, for those of you guys that don't know, Skip Bayless goes out to defend Tom Brady as much as he possibly could. And this is another example of him pushing
That's
the
a
issue
crazy
a little bit
Snapchat
too far,
name.
where he straight up compares Shannon Sharpe to Tom Brady.
I did what I did. You make it seem like I was.
Nah, that I ain't gonna lie, that name is insane.
Example of him
Oh
pushing
my
the issue a little
God.
bit too far, where he straight up compares Shannon Sharpe to Tom Brady.
I did what I did. You make it seem like I was a bum. I'm in the effing Hall of Fame.
Okay,
I got
so
3
what?
Super Bowls.
So what?
So what?
And then Skip Bayless takes things a little bit too far when he says this.
He's way better than you were.
I'm better than
Way
you.
better.
Skip, what did I got to see what you do? You take personal shots.
No,
for
I don't take personal
Hold on,
shots. You started it.
Time out. You would take a personal shot at me.
I didn't take a
hold on,
personal
time
shot
out.
at you.
Wait a minute.
What are you talking about?
You would take a personal.
Put your glasses back on.
He said, "Put your glass back on." Man, I'm like, hey, Skip, don't talk to me like that, man. You got to chill out. Don't talk to me that
I'm
way.
finished. You're willing to take a personal shot at me to say this man is better than me because I say he's playing bad this year?
Well, because you just
Go ahead.
you disrespect him. It's
Go ahead.
just so.
And Shannon Sharpe definitely didn't take that well.
So
it's
you would
ben-
just-
you know what? It's beneath your
You would
dignity.
disrespect me to
No,
support him.
No, well, I'll support him. I'm gonna have
That man Tom Brady doesn't even know this man. Like he knows Shannon. He don't even know what's his name. I gotta go to the They talk about his career. I got to go to the, what's it called?
Fight. Shannon and I compete hard on Undisputed. What's the theme song? No Mercy.
Listen to
I
this
have
music.
the highest regard for Shannon Sharpe because he prepares and he competes so hard. He's my toughest opponent ever. It's not even close. And I love to do battle with my man, even though it can't.
That was one of them Chat GPT.
And another
Of Undisputed on Monday.
At this point, it's been 3 incidents in a span of 3 months where Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe have had some sort of issue.
This is when
And to be
everyone.
honest, I feel like this tweet got way more hate than it should have. Like, I really don't think it was a tweet that deserved 170 million views. But to understand what this tweet is about, you have to understand the context of the situation. This is
the one that said
very
over the
shortly
edge.
after Damar Hamlin took a life-threatening hit on national television. And Skip Bayless's response to this was, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. Now, immediately people were upset at Skip Bayless for not thinking of Damar Hamlin's health first, but he does have other tweets being concerned about Damar Hamlin's health. It seemed like he was just firing a bunch of tweets, trying to ask questions about every single potential issue that could come up. And I feel like people took this as Damar Hamlin's health is irrelevant to the game. I personally took it as this is a very significant game. How's the NFL going to handle the scheduling of the game when they have something way more important that they need to attend to, which is clearly Damar Hamlin's health? Unfortunately, on the internet, and especially on Twitter, you only have so many characters to try to write out what you're trying to say.
See, okay. I see what's it called. He's giving Skip Bayless the benefit of the doubt for the tweet or whatever. But see, this is where it's hard to give this man the benefit of the doubt for the tweet after the what he said about Dak. When he said that about Dak, it's hard to get that man the benefit of the doubt because Dak was talking about real problems that this man has been going through, like tragedies, like traumatic experiences. And Skip brushed it off talking about you can't give your opponent a little weak, you can't show any weakness to your opponent or whatever he was talking about, because that's like a psychological edge or whatever. When this man is really dealing with actual real life problems, that's why. When it comes to this tweet, I can't, I understand what he's saying, that he doesn't think the tweet should have gotten as much flack. But if Skip never had a track record, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, this maybe was taken out of context. And then what he said afterwards on the show, that even confirmed to me that he was, because it that just take the tweet down. It's really nothing crazy. It's a tweet, but it's like pride would let him take it down. So I can't give him. He's saying he thinks it was something else. It's hard to give him the benefit of the doubt when he said that about Dak, and he has a track record of like being insensitive.
And if you aren't crystal clear about your language, especially when you have a whole mob of people that really just want an excuse to dislike you, people are going to take your words and automatically assume the worst. The result of this was
I don't even think it's that. He had the
no-showed Undisputed the next day. And Skip Bayless ended up doing Undisputed alone.
If you'd like to tweet us your emotions of the night about what happened, please do so. You can tweet us at @Undisputed. The last thing we want to do is offend anyone by trying to do what we always do, which is talk about sports. Obviously, my partner Shannon Sharpe is not here today. I look forward to seeing him tomorrow.
All of this brings us to some breaking news and some very significant news to me.
Let's get it.
According to Ari Meirov, per the Sports Report and via the New York Post, NFL Hall of Fame tight end Shannon Sharpe has reached a buyout agreement with FS1, and his final appearance on Undisputed is expected to be after the NBA Finals, per @Sports Report. Now, we have a lot more info on this and some very significant information, might I add. A lot of you guys might be wondering what's Shannon Sharpe's future going to look like, and what about Club Shay Shay? Well, Club Shay Shay, which also draws a big audience on social media and YouTube, will also be leaving Fox Sports. So we don't really know what Undisputed is going to look like after the NBA Finals.
Nobody's going to watch. I'm going to tell you this right now. Ain't nobody, I'm telling you right now, once Shannon leaves, nobody's going to be tuned in to Undisputed. It's like you're going to have skips. You know what's crazy? Okay, look. This man, Skip Bayless, was like taking little jabs at Shannon, talking about his social media following. This is how you know Skip stuck in like the old days pretty much, and Shannon's more like today. Social media following is huge now because a lot of people don't watch television. You know what I'm saying? They don't watch like a lot of people don't watch this show on cable. They watch it on YouTube and stuff like that. The social media, if you have a big following, it doesn't matter what you do, it follows you. Like Skip is still thinking about TV rating. Shannon is thinking about building like a brand. That's why he already has 1 million followers on or 1 million subscribers on his podcast. I wonder how much he has on social media, like Twitter or something. But yeah, so
this.
Aaron Rodgers is historically, transcendentally, specially great. No, you know why? Because Aaron Rodgers is hot and Aaron Rodgers is cold. Are you kidding? He is not consistently historically great, transcendentally great. He's above anybody who's playing this game on a human level right now. He's also the most overhyped quarterback in the history of pro football. That is the most laughable statement you have ever made in the history of this show. Okay? So it's Aaron bleeping Rodgers. He's Errant Rodgers, E-R-R-A-N-T Rodgers.
Jokes aside, a lot of people are trying to nail what incident was the straw that broke the camel's back. Obviously, there's a lot of tension over the past 3 to 4 months. I don't think these two individuals dislike each other at all whatsoever. I think it's the fact that these two were in a relationship over the past 7 years. And relationships, whether they're business, whether they're personal, at times, whenever you spend a lot of time with one particular human that you don't necessarily always agree with, and the TV show is profiting off of the fact that you two don't always see eye to eye, that you two actually get emotional at one another, at some point, someone may go way too far. There may be a straw that breaks the camel's back, and that might be it. I don't think Shannon Sharpe hates Skip Bayless, because at the end of the day, Skip Bayless elevated Shannon Sharpe's career, whether you want to admit it or not. I also believe Skip Bayless is one of the most irreplaceable co-hosts in all of sports media, not because he gives excellent takes, but it's because this guy quite literally doesn't care about what anyone thinks about him. He could say the most horrible stuff, and his co-host could come in and look like he's a superhero. The most horrible stuff, and his co-host could come in and look like he's a superhero just because he doesn't agree with the horrible thing he says, or his co-host will come in and set him straight. And at the end of the day, it will generate a lot of views and it'll generate a lot of clicks, which at the end of the day turns into additional revenue for the company.
That was insane. That's the most insane post I've ever seen in my entire life. That is the most insane post in history. This man really, this is crazy. That man woke up with LeBron on that man's mind, because that's insane. That's the most insane, I'm telling you. This man took a picture of his clock. Hey, LeBron, I'm up here in LA. Are you? I'm preparing for my first workout of the day. Are you, LeBron? Wake up, LeBron. That's crazy.
There's a reason why Undisputed is the top sports show in America. It's not because they give great takes. It's because it's very entertaining, and Skip Bayless knows how to
what would happen if LeBron ever
and to be honest,
ended
there's
up
not a
on
lot
the
of people that are as good as him at
well,
doing
LeBron
so.
gonna end up on
Club
Shay Shay.
It doesn't do with him giving perfect takes all the time.
He gonna end up on Club Shay Shay.
To be honest, it's the fact that him and Shannon had remarkable chemistry. To be honest, I think I'm
first
really
day
sad
from what's called LeBron gonna be on there.
Happen eventually. I feel like both of these individuals are going to be fine. I feel like Shannon Sharpe's going to be okay, because at this point he's a beloved figure in all of sports media. Whether he decides, I am sad that this happened. I just had enough. Maybe it got too much.
And then I gotta show y'all something as well. I know it's a long video. Look, I gotta bring this up too. This is what I think Shannon Sharpe should do. If it was me, if I was Shannon Sharpe, so you gotta admit Skip elevated his career, correct? So he elevated Skip elevated Shannon's career. So now he has 1 million subscribers, 1.9 million on Twitter. I think what this man should do is to go to ESPN. Since he took his show off of Fox. I would go to ESPN. I wouldn't maybe not even long. I don't even have to go up there long. I would just go up to ESPN, be on First Take a couple times, build my following, and then I would strictly do my podcast. Cause look, this man.
I've gotten to know Shannon Sharpe.
We're gonna look at this real quick. This man, Stephen A, said he would have Shannon Sharpe on First Take, and he would try to help if Shannon wanted to get on ESPN. If I'm Shannon, if I'm Shannon Sharpe, I am going to ESPN. I'm gonna build my following even more. I'm gonna get those audience as well that be on First Take and all that. Build my audience even more, and then I'm gonna do strictly podcasts. And then that would be the blueprint for me. Do strictly podcasts from that point on. Or even if you want to do that, if you want to go to ESPN, you don't even have to have your own show or anything. Like with Undisputed, he's there daily. If you go to ESPN, he might go there 3 times a week and then podcast the whole other time. If I'm Shannon Sharpe, that will be the play. Go to ESPN, build my following even more, and then I branch out, do my own thing. But look,
a little bit over the last few years, I genuinely like him and respect him. He is a 3-time Super Bowl champion. He is a Hall of Famer. He is one of the greatest tight ends in the history of the National Football League. And I personally think he's done a hell of a job on television and with his podcast club, Shay Shay.
See, and then, but later on he says, if Shannon needs his help.
But I sincerely hope, regardless of what opinions I'm about to give, Skip Bayless and I have alike. We don't like the same years. Asked me to come on First Take. Skip Bayless permitted me to disagree with him. It was announced. Finals. There were 2 things that came because Shannon matters. And that I don't know what his plans are.
Look, peep it.
I don't know what he's trying to pursue.
Yeah, peep it.
I don't know what he's after.
Y'all hear it?
But if Shannon Sharpe needs me, I'm happy to be here for him.
That man, if I'm Shannon Sharpe, the move is ESPN, a little bit of First Take. You can do some other shows, whatever. I think ESPN will probably give him his own show. That's what I think personally. But look, we go to I would go to ESPN, build my following, my subscribers, all that, even more, and then we start strictly podcast. That would be my play. But that's it for the video. Make sure you like, comment, share. Hit the subscribe button. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Shannon Sharpe leaving. Is he going to ESPN? Is he not? Let me know in the comments. I'll catch y'all next one. Till then, I'm out. Peace.